How long this one is, dude. What's up, guys? How are you? Good to see you guys too. Hmm. It's been a it's been good. A journey, we'll say that for sure. There we are. It's been a journey. Oh yeah. Really trying to make sure that they stay. Yeah, some of them just stick out on the side like crazy. Some of them are ridiculously long, especially on the sides. How is everyone today? What are you guys up to? That's much better. It was so bright. Ooh, coffee sounds so good. My aura colors? Hmm. Well, the last I checked, and this was, years ago. Years. Shoot. It's probably like 10, 15 years ago the last time that I actually looked into that. Definitely likely has changed tremendously since I've checked. But the last time I checked, they were logical tan and green. Hmm. Give me 1 second. Mhm. Mhm. Of course. Good to see you too. Purple. Interesting. Good. Nothing much. Taking care of business. And I'm also trying to find some damn music to put on, like some good meditation music, because literally when it's quiet and I'm doing lives, I don't know, it's just not the vibe. It's not the vibe I was going for. So let me see if I can find something good. This is good. I think that's pretty nice. Hmm. The most insane one I've seen, it would have to be someone with hands coming out of theirs because I've seen them in different shapes. Um, I would say that's the most insane one that I've seen. Hands coming out, 4 or 5 hands coming out of it in deep red, like this color. It was like a very deep and bright red color. It was beautiful. They were like hands, like protective barriers. It's pretty cool. Too. Nice. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Moisturize this. Hmm, yeah. It was on someone that I know. Excuse me. Okay. I was gonna say, okay, okay. I'm looking. No, but I'll look into it. Let me see. Hmm. You said red? I don't see any red. I'm looking at you. I don't see any red. I can see. I can see that. But I can see you. What's up, bro? Well, no, you have more of a violet color around you, to be honest. I don't see any red at all. So that's interesting to me. There's a very thin, like violet layer that's around you. But before that violet layer that I see on you, there's a like there's a pink barrier. I don't see red at all. I don't see any red for them. It's more pink. Mm, not really. How's it going? Thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it. I don't see red. I still don't see red on you. Like not at all. It's pink. That color is pink and violet, as I've seen. That's literally what I saw around you from the jump. Like that's the first thing that I saw. Don't get me wrong, your protections are pretty fire. Like I immediately when I started connecting to you, I saw like a shadow start walking up to me. It makes sense, but I see pink, and then there's a violet color that is around the side of you, that is outlining that specific like pink layer. But then what was interesting too is like in when I went to read into your energy, there's like a lot of bugs. Like there's like bugs, if that makes sense, like insectoid type of energies that protect you. So your protections seem to be more like nature oriented, which is pretty awesome. Or those kind of energies. Hmm. Yeah, you just look. It takes time to open yourself up to doing stuff like that because you have to really like remove the parts of yourself that question, the legitimacy of your experiences. You have to remove that skeptical part of yourself to understand how to do those things. Because see, when I take that breath in and I sit here and I'm looking, I'm asking for, I'm pretty much asking for the information, right? And then when I ask for it, I can see it. You have to make sure that you understand what is you and what isn't. So it takes a while to clear yourself out enough to do that, especially if you're connecting to other people and uh, looking at them or viewing protections and moving near them, especially if they have wards and things of that sort. It's a matter of having like you have to have straight mental clarity. It takes a while. It's not something that's really easy to do, but it's always been a natural ability of mine, so it becomes easier to me. What's up, Ignis? How are you? hmm I know. And that's why I see a lot of pink. That's what the pink is a representation of for me. I don't see any red, like whatsoever. That's awesome. hmm Grimoire is. My readings are $10. So if you want me to do a reading, you want me to scan you, then it's $10. I have my links in my description. I don't have too much experience with Mobidius. I'm not gonna lie. And energies that I don't have too much experience with, I can't say too much about. Um, I was introduced to Nibirius and the energy of Nibirius through King Paimon. And, from what I came to understand is he was pretty much an energy that comes forward with, okay, give me one second. But Ignis, he came forward as more of a protective energy, someone who was like a legion, a guardian. Mm, Not too much. These days, I don't do much work with the Goetia whatsoever. Laurent, I don't know about Paulo at all. Oh, okay. I was actually um, talking about my experience with Nibirius because Ignis asked that question. So that's why I said that. Hmm. Mm, interesting. Okay. Hmm. Your energy is more. It has strong connections to flight and traveling easily. There's a lot of movement, but I more so see a lot of flight. So birds, insects that fly, things of that sort. Uh, Okay, that's the kind of energy that you give me. Like that's your aura. You're very, uh, how do I say that? You have a projective aura, if that makes sense. Yours projects. So you can affect the energies um, that are nearest to you. You can affect other people's energies. You're coming from such a. Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. Mhm. So, so Miko, how you doing? Good to see you too, man. Yes, you did. How are you? Yes, you too. Denny, man, what's up? I mean, hey, I'm doing well. Every day working on myself, every day striving for, better things for myself, spiritual discipline, you know, you name it. I'm trucking along. Yeah, taking care of the vessel. And I have not been in, I haven't worked with Anubis in quite some time. I'm so glad that it was accurate. I feel like he always is. He's always just literally been there. He's always been there. What's up, Trill? How are you? Occult him, how are you? That's so awesome. He's a part of my lineage, so that makes sense. He's been with me for a long time, many lives. He's always there. Yeah. You took an L? What happened, man? That's awesome. You're already really, really good at what you do. I watch your readings and stuff. Hmm. Yeah, my Venmo's still active. Hmm. I don't. I don't have too much experience with those. Like, um, not too many actual experiences. Not too many. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Miko, you can send it my way. I'll look into it. This will be more of an in-depth one, so just send 15. If you're comfortable with me releasing it and putting that information, I'm fine with it. Mm, okay, Trill. So that's very, very common. It's extremely common for Christian family and energies to uh, literally be intertwined with the police. That shit corrupts the police everywhere. So, what I would recommend is to approach someone like Lord Belial for protection from corrupt police and to like to cloak you. You should be cloaking is what I would recommend. Cloak your work, cloak your practice, and cloak yourself, especially when it comes down to those specific kind of things. Because if you have a family member that is involved in Christianity and you're practicing something that is the complete opposite of what they believe and what their God that they believe in represents, everything that is around them that is coming from what it is that they're exposing themselves to is going to go after every sensitive in the immediate area, if that makes sense. So they're going to go and start attacking every fucking thing that does not align with that specific agenda. They have been known to possess police and to make police harass people that do not align with that specific practice. So I would recommend approaching someone who has more protective qualities, but more along the lines of cloaking. That is what I would recommend. I can't recommend that enough. And Miko, yeah, go ahead, send them my way. Cool. Hmm. What do you want to work transform your aura into the spiritual discipline? Mm, I don't know. In regards to spiritual discipline, I'm talking about not giving into vices, not giving into weaknesses, not giving into the cardinal sins, not giving into anything that would take me off of my path that I'm on, not giving into anything that would distract me from what it is that I am trying to accomplish. He's very quiet. He's more quiet than anything, and usually doesn't even say much. And if you are wanting to know something, and you're connecting with him, it's kind of like you will get a sense of what it is that he's trying to tell you. It's very telepathic when you communicate with him. He tends to be very quiet. Okay, Miko, let's see. So, Miko, what do you want to know? Yeah, his presence is very calm and protective. No, I haven't. Him. Mhm. He's a ward and a psychopomp. Yeah, okay, that sounds pretty cool. The pain of religious family betraying you. That is such a deep and good question. I'll get into that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna um do this reading for Miko because he paid for it. So give me 1 second. And Miko, if you're still in the chat, what exactly is it that you want to know? Okay. So immediately with you, um, it's very like what immediately comes up is brewing. So in your ancestry, brewing and mixtures, I mean, utilizing teas, oils, mixtures, that is an affinity of yours. That's something that immediately comes up because literally I just see this pot boiling with a bunch of herbs in it. Uh, it's always good to see you too. I'll stop by your channel sometime as well when you're next live again. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have an amazing day. It's pretty good. Let's see. Let me go. Let's go further into. So also in your lineage, there's like there's such a powerful link to um it's like warriorhood, metals, and images. So protective pictures, if that makes sense. So utilizing pictures or paintings that represent things that make you feel protected. Those are things that your family has a strong affinity towards as well. But more specifically, it would be objects or items of war. So you would align very powerfully to those energies that would be connected to swords and shields and armors and literally warriorhood. Your family is very, very spiritual. Your lineage is very spiritually disciplined. So it's more exactly exactly what you're confirming right now. Martial arts, like specifically warriorhood though. It's like it's the mental but also the physical aspect. But the most important thing is the physical aspect. It's the physical vessel, it's the strength. It's the there's a bruteness to I mean many of you. But Something that's the most interesting that I'm feeling from you, Miko, is it's the women that are in your family that are so connected to that warriorhood. You take strongly from your mother's lineage over your father because your father's lineage feels more of like your father's lineage feels more of the uh, mystical, alchemical type of um, practices, i.e., like kitchen witchery, things of that sort. Your mother is the one that brings that warriorhood to you. She's where you get the want to do martial arts. She's where you get that feeling of you know being empowered as a result of training. So that yeah, that makes perfect sense. Hmm. There's like strong energies connected to transformation rituals, things of um, energies of transformation, but more specifically, utilizing uh, vestiges. So, painting their skin to uh, embody the essence of another creature or being. So, it's very transformative on your father's side. Very, well, hmm, I don't really know how to describe that, but body painting. I mean, full blown body painting, like fully painting the skin and covering your face and transforming. Now, there are other people, there are a lot of different practices to which people will use animals and things of that sort, but this is more paint. It's more paint and very um, artistic expression. See different types of paint. So it's like paint from leaves and trees, and that is specifically something that is used tremendously in your ancestry. But literally, it's like it's like they don't utilize animals, if that makes sense. It's very it feels very um it feels very fey, if that makes sense. That's the best way to put it, honestly, because there's a lot of energies that are connected to nature. There are a lot of um there's a lot of creations and techniques that specifically are connected to the land and what the land provides. No problem at all. Hmm. Yeah, but also interestingly enough, you have a yeah, it'd be Fae. It would be definitely strongly connected to the energies of the Fae. And the reason why I say that also is because I'm hearing chimes. So I hear chimes, bells, and chimes, but like a lot of metal clinking together, wind moving it, and it's very stimulating. Um, my impression of chimes and bells suck. So like, I'm not a someone who can. you know, make those noises. But I do hear a lot of that. And hmm, strong connections to fire and utilizing fire to scry. So candlemancy, like using candles to meditate, using candles to pretty much do anything in regards to your practice is very much so uh, recommended. It's another affinity aspect of your bloodline. But utilizing the candle's flame more specifically uh, for transformative purposes would be something that you would benefit in tremendously. Taking journeys through the flame, utilizing fire in your practice, it's something that is highly recommended. Miko, I'm still talking about you. I mean, because you wanted me to go in depth, I'm going in depth. I'm just going into everything that I see pretty much about you. Oh, I know. I know. I can see the warrior head. Yeah, utilize the fire for that, for your divination. Um, keep candles nearby. It'll be stimulating to you. It'll help with your abilities as well. When you're looking for answers, seek the flame. Hmm. Also, Nico, there's another thing that wanted to mention too. Um, in your lineage as well, there's another aspect to which I think this is something that you've been trying to, that you've been wanting to look into recently. I'm not sure. That's the impression that I get though. But um, utilizing the means of bilocation as well as transferring your consciousness into um, different things. Well, what am I trying to say? You have a natural ability to possess things around you. So you can put your energy into certain objects to affect the outcome of situations to which you may want. If you want something to go your way, you have the ability to uh, weave, if that makes sense, to essentially weave your reality becomes natural to you. You can shift it by pushing your energy into objects around you if you're wanting to influence someone or if you're wanting to uh, get a certain answer, if you're wanting to um, change the outcome of a situation. So that's another thing that I'm seeing within you too. Very powerful when it comes down to shifting, changing vessels, possessing items. Easily can become possessed. So mediumship would come easy to you as well. You are another person that I would recommend to work with someone like Lord Beelzebub in martial arts. Those strategic energies of war and that specific kind of practice, I would recommend, connecting with someone like him. I also believe that Andras also works very strongly in those kind of aspects as well. Everyone's so quiet. What happened? Absolutely. Perfect. Mm, mm, right now, I'm trying to think um, of those that can be mentioned that I have been working with. Well, I was working with Brunei for uh, a month or so for a client, but that's the only one that I last have been working with that I'm able to mention. As when it comes to the others, I won't mention them. I don't mention them. Yeah. What's up, Levi? How you doing? Really good. On it. Yeah, what's up, Dr. Zero? Yeah. What do you want to look into in regards to it? I'd love to do it. I'll do that for 10. this is my this is my spot right here. This is my space. This is my temple. This is specifically my temple. This is where I do all of my work. This is my space to which every part of my magic is kept. So I can definitely say that when you have a larger space, it helps for better results for sure. I hadn't been able to have a large space. Mine was in a closet quite some time, for quite some time, a few years, and then now I have my own space. It was awesome. I when working with Bunai was helping my client to move further into understanding how to communicate with her, but also how to do devotional works with Bunai, being guided by them and um, given instruction, and literally every week, entire month, assisting with understanding how to put those things together and showing her what devotion to those specific energies looks like. That's awesome. No, as long as you have a space is all that matters, to be quite honest with you. Mm, somewhat, because I don't really work with auras, but the first thing that I studied before I even came into the occult, when I first became curious of anything, I was studying auras and crystals. So I work with all of them. I don't typically do aura readings or things of that sort, but I did it when I first began. So it's something that does come naturally to me. And one of the most important things, him, time. Hmm, sure. Yeah, you don't even have to say you're not trying to be mean. When it comes down to it, the future is subject to change. It tends to happen. For you, I would recommend utilizing a meditation that which allows you to focus on smell, because that's what's going to help you with your blockages. I think your blockages, they're coming from you not being able to um, just let go. And the way that you're going to be able to let go is just utilizing some type of meditation that which helps you to enhance smell. So blocking off all the senses, I would recommend doing one that just doles out all of your senses, everything else to which you can focus on your sense of smell. Use the sense of smell, stimulate your energy. Interesting. They're 10, Levi. 10. Yeah, PayPal's up. You can use that. Hmm. Those are the type of energies that I would refer to as egregores. Those are egregores. For those characters that are created, and for every single one that is created, because of the fact that there are so many people that think about it and put energy into it, especially because of the fact that there are so many people who fear those energies. It creates certain vessels as a result of that image. So, yes, they essentially will exist. Those are egregores. Miko, no, I'm actually talking about kitchen witchery, utilizing herbs in your practices and um, making salves, oils, potions, and teas. The hell? That's my PayPal. Yes, it got its inspiration from people thinking about it, and that's why it was created, because of the essence of fear that comes from so many people that are actually truly afraid of the horror movies. These energies can be gathered up and created just from a simple thought. So, with, you know, I don't know, even with just a few million people in the world, in one part of a single country, an egregore can be created as a result. Hey, I put my link to my PayPal right there. A lot of these movies are very overly dramatic, Nico. Like very overly exaggerated, and they put lies into them to make it seem to give it more shock value. Of course, a lot of them are very Hollywood. That's what I'd say. Best way to put it. They're very overly dramatic. Yes. Yes, sir. So, I got you, sir. I just received yours right now. Give me 1 second. So, Yeah, I got you. Okay. Okay, I got you. Give me 1 second, all right? I'm gonna do this reading for Sir. I received it as well. Okay. So, sir, I'm going to I'm gonna do yours first, sir, because I saw yours first. So give me 1 second. Okay. Interesting. Fascinating. Hmm. So, sir, something very interesting about you. Um, I'm not exactly sure if you're on the vampiric path right now, or if you're working with your vampiric aspects, but those are very powerful within you. Um, Interestingly enough, what I'm seeing is like you have a very powerful connection to like devouring wisdom, if that makes sense. Um, so essentially, literally, it is just recommended for you to, um, when you're reading next, I want you to try the technique. When you're reading a book next, I want you to um, envision shadow coming from your hands, okay, and illuminating your hands, moving that shadow over through your hands and onto the book that you're reading. And I want you to update me on what you get from that. Okay. So bring your shadow through your hands and push it out and onto the book or onto the object to which you are touching. Your next, like the next step on your path is studying into understanding psychomic, um, your ability of psychometry. So you're moving into understanding psychometry more, touching objects and getting information about them. Uh, Papers, books, jars, homes, walls, trees, anything that you specifically touch, you have a natural affinity to psychometry. So you can touch them and learn about their history. You are very, very connected to the type of beings that can devour wisdom from specific people, from entities, from anything for that matter. Which is why I'm definitely say it's strongly connected to more of your vampiric aspects. But this specific type of energy is something that can tremendously hone your ability to do your readings. So if you had a book per se, right? And that book represented your ability to read into really any situation for that matter. Pick a favorite book that you like and make that book your uh, your conduit for tapping into your psychometric ability. That is specifically what is coming forward for you because that's the next steps in your practice. Okay, Levi, you're next. 1 second. So, Levi, your next steps are moving into more of the path of blood magic, utilizing your blood to strengthen your rights, to build a better connection to energies. This is something that is specifically connected to Bune. And this energy in particular is pointing you in the direction of making blood inks next. So, because essentially what I feel from you is you're a writer, um, and you're very good at creating vessels to channel your ability, but it will be more so through and with writing. So what you write on or what you draw creates your reality. And what is being recommended from you, your next steps and your next part of your practice are going to be to start working with creating blood inks and inks, working with sigils with blood, though. Hereditary was a good movie. Hereditary was the movie that literally let me know that, you know, King Paimon was around me. Hmm. Creating tunes, more so creating, it's more creating inks, working with paints, drawing, but utilizing your inks to create different combinations of specific types of alchemy through writing and through your art. Literally, I'm feeling like it's time for you to start make your own inks, make your own inks, blood based inks. Sorry, it's like hard to describe a lot of this stuff because I'm literally like zoning in and out when it comes down to connecting to these energies. Yes, I could. Yes. Yeah, Miko, I can. Exactly him, which is why I don't mess with those kind of energies either. Oh, absolutely, Miko. You want me to do the email? You want me to email that to you, or do you want me to do it live on here? It's probably something that is uh, that you're not too comfortable with having public, which is perfectly fine, and I can email that to you for sure. Yeah, that sorry, I'm stretching my legs. Someone asked a question that I want to go back to. You can email that to me, Miko. I got you. I will do an email for you. No problem at all. Mm, okay, here's my email right here. You can email me, Levi, but you also can ask Bune. You can ask Bune about it, but email me. Yeah, I'll help you out. It's so awesome, him, because that's how he was with me too. Barbados is so like amazing when it comes to animals and building companionship with animals and building a relationship with them, understanding them more, and establishing a stronger bond with them. Absolutely fucking amazing. He's literally what he's the one that got me into like studying different types of animals for uh, their alchemical qualities and understanding how if you were to utilize certain animals in your practice, what they can do for you in regards to what their body parts represent and what abilities they have when they're alive. Levi, you're going to benefit greatly from, I believe it was you that I told this to. I believe this was you. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were the one that I told to utilize your sense of smell, right? That was you. I think that you should shut off all of your other senses. Do something to which you do this. Because literally, this is what's coming forward. Blindfold yourself, burn incense that you like the smell of. Find something that you like the smell of. And I'm not just talking about one that that's like, oh yeah, this is nice. I'm talking about when you smell this, it stimulates you and it makes you feel like you're a child again. I want you to use that. Okay. Cover your ears. with something or utilize white noise to dole out the sense of hearing. Blindfold yourself, burn this essence, and I want you to literally just focus on deeply what you are smelling because that is what's going to open your abilities more. Specifically for you, Levi. Let's see. No problem, Levi. Noise canceling headphones would be fine. I would definitely recommend utilizing something like white noise because it's going to dull out your sense of hearing. Does that make sense? It's going to disconnect you from the world around you and bring you into you. Blindfolding yourself is going to block off your sight around you in the physical realm and open you to your astral senses, especially more specifically through smell. Smell. Using clairgustance is going to be what helps you tremendously with your blockages. Depriving yourself of your other senses is what's going to help you tremendously. I think I have a very powerful inkling. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, sir. Which is why I'm saying to make a vessel for that. It'll help tremendously. It's a reading, okay? But I haven't seen you, okay? So I'll do this for you. So, okay, you have a very, like your energy, um, when I look into it, and a lot of the things that are around you have very powerful connections to the subconscious mind. So when I go into your space and I look at you and I look at any of your energies, your wards, your protections, it's yes, chaotic energy, but it's also very, very deeply oriented and rooted in the shadow. So when people feel anxious in your energy space, when they feel anxious in your room, it's because of the fact that you're so connected to your shadow, because that specific part of your home, of your area, is consumed by the shadows. It's shade. Literally, it is your shadow. It is literally your shadow that has consumed that area. And all of the spirits and energies that are around in that area are within your shadow. So, because of the fact that you do so much work in there, and this will explain why you feel like there are things watching you all the time. There are things that have become attracted to you, so they're always constantly observing you because of your shadow. Not everyone can understand or uh, knows how to face their shadow because when they come into an area like that, they face their shadow. So if someone steps into your shadow, they're going to be looking at their own shadow because they don't realize that it's your shadow. So when they don't have an understanding of it, it will reflect them and bring out the aspects of them that they don't pay attention to. It brings out the worst in people. The shadow will bring out the worst in people, especially in people who don't actually have a clear understanding of who they are and what pieces of themselves they have not paid attention to. Oh, I know. And that's where that comes from. It stems from your chaotic aspects. And Miko, if you're still here, I'll do the email after. All right. Mm-hmm. It's your shadow. It's definitely your shadow. You're far more connected to the shadow than anything. That is your affinity. Like, you have a powerful affinity to that. Yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool. Honestly, you have like your whole fucking space is consumed in shadow. I don't know too many people who have an understanding of that. So it's pretty cool to see. I only know a few, and they're masterful in their craft. Well, I'll just put it this way. I'll just say you're really in tune with your shadow. Like, you have a basic understanding of it. But I also will say that hmm, give me 1 second. Um, I really just hear don't trust everything that you communicate with, and that's all. So just be careful because there are beings that are interested, but they also want to feed. So they may be around to, observe and look for weak points in there. So be very careful. That is a good fucking question. The false light is a representation of the the gods from pantheons that evolved from egregores that were specifically extremely vampiric, that are extremely vampiric, and want to steer people in the direction of serving the false gods, steering them in the direction of being completely dreamed, not having a true understanding of themselves, i.e., it is a sin to divinate, right? Divination is a sin. Um, Looking to the stars is a sin. Using astrology is a sin. You know what I mean? All of these things that are said in a very well-known book, in multiple well-known books actually, that pertain to these specific religions. Those things are literally put there to steer those people that would serve that god away from finding themselves and trying to understand themselves. It's even said that yoga is considered a sin because it lets the devil into you, right? That's a perfect representation of what the false light is. You will feel like it's guiding you to become something that is bettering yourself. But if you're not utilizing any of the tools to which you are naturally given, i.e., your your affinity aspects that come from your bloodline, your means to look to the stars and communicate with the beings that are all around you, and not forcefully making you devote yourself to one specific god that gets jealous if you actually have some sense of control, self-respect, discipline in your life. You notice how ex-occultists will go on to interviews and talk about how they, were tricked all their life, or they, they feel like the demons that they worked with were lying to them, things of that sort. That is because of the fact that they were met by the false light. They were corrupted by the false light. They ran into an egregore that literally made it seem like they were their guide, but it wasn't. And they tricked them into completely changing their path, revealing to them things that were completely false and untrue, which is why a lot of these people go into lunacy. They become delusional. They lose it all because they don't truly actually know themselves. They don't truly actually understand how this works. Those are usually the people who get extremely fucking cocky on this path and think that their shit don't stink. Well, yeah, no, I'm just explaining to them. I'm explaining to this person what the false light is. That's what I'm explaining. Like literally, that is what it is. It evolved from egregoric gods, and has become very fucking powerful to the point in which now they have entire countries under them. They're led down a path that literally does not help with anything that they need in their life. It's the path of least resistance. It's the path of every single thing will come easy to you, but I'm taking your mental. I'm taking your health. I'm taking your family members from you. I'm taking everything from you. I will strip you of every single thing. But if you worship me, I'm not going to give you anything in return. I'm just going to take everything from you and I'm going to leave you as a husk, is the epitome of the shit that I see every single fucking day. Every day. You can look right now through your contacts in your phone, and I'm pretty sure you know 3 or 4 people in your family, even that are heavily connected to this. Watch their behaviors. Look at how they act, especially look at how they act around people who are on the path that we're on and do the shit that we do. How do they react to you when it comes down to you asking them about things that make them uncomfortable, right? How do they react to you when you ask questions to which come from sheer curiosity? How do they act, right? How do they react? What do they say to you and how do they carry themselves? That is like a sure-footed way of being able to tell who is corrupted by it and who isn't. But anyway, I'm not here to you know, preach and shit. I don't do that. But it's intense. It's intense. You want to, is it like you want to protect yourself? Is that what you're saying? Um, let me tell you something. When you're Marluxia, when you're sensitive to energies like me, and you can read into things how I do, you can also sense when enemies are around. You can feel them. You can see them. Me doing shit like that or speaking of things like that and making videos like that is only going to draw more attention to me that I do not need, which is why I don't tend to preach or go into shit like that often because I don't need I do not need that energy around me. I already have enough. Um, very open to emailing about it, and speaking to you like that. Very open to it, but as far as like publicly doing it and making a video about it, I don't necessarily have interest in it because it brings way too much. I tend to let them be on their merry way and do what they do, and I do what I do. Uh, they always try to. They always try to. I mean, literally, if you look on any of my videos that I have, they're always coming and saying shit to me and telling me to repent and all that shit. It's very, very common. But I don't need that attention. I don't need that attention. Loving this life, get to know yourself. Getting to know yourself is the best way to actually understand how to get rid of them and keep yourself from being a target of them. Because when you understand pieces of yourself that you don't really want to acknowledge, when you understand pieces of yourself that you have not really, gave too much attention to, when you understand events in your life that have happened that may have brought extreme trauma to you, that is what's going to keep you from that's what's going to keep you from attracting them. That's what's going to keep them from coming around you in large numbers. Now, as you progress and you become more powerful, yeah, you're still going to have those that are attracted to you that want to feed on you, to which you're going to go into your protective measures and your defenses, you know, the whole nine. Well, Lucifuge Rofokale is the officiator of pacts. Like he is the one that can help with officiating pacts. He's great with it. It's awesome to have him as an overseer if you're someone who, you know, um, doesn't have too much of an understanding of who you're communicating with yet, or don't have too much of a bond with the energy that you're calling to. It's always good to have extra, defenses when it comes down to that kind of stuff so it doesn't become corrupted. No, this live won't be deleted. No, I'm going to let this stay up actually. No, I'm going to keep it up here. You're welcome, Doris. Now, he doesn't necessarily have to be in every single one, but you can have him there if you so wish to. Just like you can choose to have a facilitator, when you're communicating with any being for that matter, which I would recommend, just because of the fact that there's some very powerful entities out there. There's some very powerful demons that are out there that don't necessarily align with anything that you do. And they won't like you. They don't care. Like they don't give a fuck. They'll just come after you because they can, you know? So it's a good idea to have someone like that around, I would say, for sure. Especially when it comes down to prepping your ritual space, or at least allowing them to imbue something for you, so as to have their essence with you at all times. Well, okay. I mean, it is common for those that are actually connected to the energies of the shadows. Yes. But only for those who are actually connected to the shadows, to be honest. The ones who have a true understanding of that part of themselves, the ones who can merge the conscious and subconscious mind instead of having them operate separately. Because when you merge both of them, you're looking at memories that come from your past that you're actually addressing. You're looking at these things. You naturally have the ability to look at these things. You're looking at the pieces of yourself that most people would hate, right? You're looking at the parts of yourself that would be, that can be considered weaknesses, the pieces of yourself that can be, you know, considered troublesome, the ones that can be considered chaotic, the ones that can be, considered evil, right? And when you're in that and you're coming from the point of both hemispheres of the brain, you have too much of an understanding to actually succumb to energies that might come forward to try and feed on you as a result, because you understand what is what. Now, when you don't understand, which is very common with a lot of people, when you don't have an understanding, or you don't want to address those things, or you're holding on to something for too long that attracts them, and you can't see it, so you're blinded by it. And they hit those blind spots and they feed on those specific things and they continue to drain you until there's nothing left, until, you know, you can no longer go on. It's quite common for people who have those parasitic type of energies to be addicted to drugs, to, take the doorway of suicide, or to even just be extremely evil and irrational, narcissistic, in the personality, things of that sort, fully consumed. And when you're consumed by those things, that's how you act. You act out of balance. You act like you don't know yourself. So get to know yourself, and this will make things easier. Yes. Sorry, I'm just stretching a little bit. Well, yes, because it'll free them and bring them into understanding themselves more. Because those are your more primal parts of yourself. There's not many people who actually give into those primal pieces of themselves. Yes, exactly, sir. Exactly. Yes. Which is why I recommend definitely getting a book to represent your abilities, to hone your abilities. Make this book a conduit for all of that, for specifically honing that. But when you put your shadow onto that, your specific shadow, that is what it's going to become. That's what it's going to be used for. So when you want to know information, when you want to dig deeper, when you want to read into something, use that thing, and it will bring you information like that. It'll bring you information quickly, quickly, because it's going to be feeding your darker aspect, your darker vampiric aspect. Moloch is amazing. Moloch is amazing when it comes down to those kind of things, because of the fact that not only does he have that understanding of the animalistic side of things, he also has a very deep understanding of working with your inner child, those parts of yourself that were not acknowledged, which is why he's someone that I recommend for connecting to the shadows too. He's amazing when it comes down to that. He will help you to understand those parts of yourself that were not validated by your mother or your father. If you have sexual trauma, he can help you with understanding that and releasing those energies so you don't hold on to them and bring them into your reality and repeat the same cycles that people put you through, right? No, this book will be your journal. You store information in it, right? It's your grimoire. But this specific journal with everything and all of your knowledge in it, with you putting and imbuing, imbuing it with your shadow, it will pull information to you. It will help you with your ability of psychometry. Yes, exactly, Marluxia. Yes, exactly. Precisely, Marluxia. Like the way you think. Sorry, I got my freaking computer at an awkward angle right now. No, Miko, but I'm definitely going to be making another Patreon. Um, it's been a while, but I would love to just throw a bunch of my channeled shit out there, man. I have so much stuff. I'd love to. I'd love to give you guys some channeled shit. I think I'll have like two tiers, but for the most part, just putting out a bunch of channeled information, I would be so fucking down for that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll make another one. And everyone who's interested, something for everybody. Weekend plans? Um, oh yeah, they're banging right now. They're banging out. That's sick. That is sick, dude. This has been so fucking awesome, guys. I haven't been on in a while. I know I keep fucking saying I told you guys that I was gonna be back and be on, but like shit gets really busy. So I don't get to make it in time. But I want to make an effort to actually start coming on and being live again. Maybe like a nightly thing, because like, I'm up I'm up at night for sure. And after I get my like daily rituals and stuff done, maybe I could hop on here and share with you guys and stuff. We can make this like a nightly thing. I think that'd be pretty cool, but it'll be pretty late though. Get done with everything relatively late. But you guys would want a Patreon? You guys want me to make another Patreon? I'll just create a completely different one because the other one I had, I just let it go because I had too much going on. But I'm up for making another Patreon. Absolutely. You want to know what that is? Okay, that is the essence of war. That is the essence of the victor of war. It's the energy of the victor. Oh, that's what I would recommend, Miko. Because it'll keep you from getting locked up. You know what I mean? You can either send the 10 via PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. The link is in it's in the bio. The link is in the description on this video, Boris. All of my usernames for each of them are right there. No, not anymore. Um, not anymore. I have, I have a pretty good amount of shit that empowers me in regards to those, in regards to that. um, so the vibe that you get from this type of energy, it's the essence of the war, right? It is consuming your because I love war. I love war. I love to study into those type of things. It's always been a thing of mine. It's the energy of domination, dominating your enemy and consuming them. So a good example of that would be if you were to fight someone one on one, right? No, 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 no. We're not going to do that. Say if you were to be a part of an army and you're fighting with an opposing army. They're all coming together. Everyone is angered. Everyone has fear. Everyone has all of this energy of warfare, right? Dread, whatever is going on in their mind. When someone dies as a result of your sword, right? When your blade tastes their blood and they are dying on the battlefield, the essence of all of that death as a result of you being the victor over them is consumed by that essence of war. Those specific type of energies of war, literally they are their own creation. Like they are literally their own creation. They created themselves. They embody a vessel after some time if you become um, acclimated to working with their energies. But that is literally the essence of war, but more specifically, the essence of the victor. It's fascinating. It's literally something that is like it comes from the fear and and the dread and the conflict and the weaponry that is used, the movement that is being used, the words being used, the strategy being used. It's almost like the battlefield becomes possessed by this essence, and this essence gathers from all of the deceased that have fallen on the in the field in battle to become one construct of war. Precisely. That's exactly the color. Okay, that is exactly the color. Yes, precisely, sir. That's a good way to think about it. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you're taking from this that you're being empowered by it as a result. Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. Precisely, sir. That's a good way to think of it. Yeah, I did. I did. I did a lot in the past, actually. I worked a lot with Jotunheim. I just realized I want to make sure that I did not say that wrong. It's the Giants. In the past, I worked very deeply with the Giants from the newspaper. Oh, absolutely. Naturally. Yes. Jotunheimer, the land of the giants. Middle pillar, I fucking love that question. This is that type of chaos that I fuck with. This shit stirs shit up. Honestly, I think that it's round. That's where I stand. Yes, precisely him. Precisely. I would say round for sure. I stand on that, and I'm willing to die on that hill. Don't even get me started on them, man. Don't even get me started. Okay, cool. Okay, Boris, what's your question? Yeah, I'll do it here. Or if you want, I can do it via email. It just depends. So people want them on here. Some people, you know, would want them on email. It doesn't matter. It's ultimately up to you. It's your preference, to be quite honest. Okay. In your business, huh? Okay. Do you do any sort of construction? Just because when I look at you, I see you building things a lot, so I'm not. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Boris. Ah, okay. Hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Awesome. Good to know. That's crazy. Oh, I can understand how you'd feel stuck on that. Hmm. Let me see. Let's see if there's any insight for you. Someone like Osteroth would be good to work with in regards to that kind of work. That's the first energy that comes forward uh, because you can create this type of link that like pulls uh, energies to it. Mm, that's it. That's it. So here's what I would recommend. I would definitely recommend putting some sort of glamour on it, which is specifically why Osteroth comes to mind. It's the first energy that came forward, glamorizing those what you do. 'Cause that's what's going to make more people attracted to the products that you have, to your landing pages, to your funnels, to everything. Combine that specific stuff with combine those specific things with your business. And I think you'll see far better results. Make them more attractive, Boris, but make them more attractive through the essence of spirits. Let me see. So, gang stalking, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, when you next do your ritual, right? I want you to forget about it. Go and play a game. Like that energy is being taken away. So you're just going to need to put more energy towards it. Give him a vessel, goddess. Give him a vessel to inhabit. Probably a doll, like a porcelain doll. Put your things around him. Put your products around him. What are you trying to sell? Put those around him. Surround him with those things. When you're wanting things to come to your business or anything for that matter, especially with him, give a vessel for him to come to and from. And when you're going to ask for something, surround him with those things and ask it so he can see what it is that you want. Oh, absolutely. Because Osteroth is going to be able to give you the ability to manipulate your electronics in the way that you want. That glamour is what's going to help you as a result of that. So Renee can help tremendously with getting a business off the ground and help and get you to become profitable. But Osteroth is what's going to keep it's going to keep the attention of those that are coming to you. It's going to bring them back to you. It's going to bring new people to you, but it'll keep people coming back. It'll keep customers coming back. It'll keep those energies coming back to you. Thank you, goddess. Please keep me updated on those results because I want to see how that turns out. Okay. You remember what we were just talking about? You remember what we were just talking about? That essence of war, the chaotic essence, that creation from chaos. That is his domain. That is exactly where he is the strongest. Creation from nothing, protection, building up your domain, right? But actually giving, how do I say that? He has the ability to bring things into reality.
right? What do they call that? When you manipulate reality, esokinesis, or the weaving of reality, manipulation of reality. That is his ability to manipulate the reality around you, to bring forth the tangible results of manifestation. Yes, yes, he can help with those things too. And guys, I'm about to be getting out of here though. I really appreciate all of you. I'll likely try and see if I have time tonight. If I do, then I'll do another one tonight. I thank everyone who tuned in, but I got some stuff I got to take care of. I really appreciate you guys. And always remain sovereign. See you guys later.